if we have colorful of that wrapping tape anywhere.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Prairie Park here in Grand Prairie, Texas, as we get set for the first match of this morning. On into the afternoon, we have 3 games for you, but the first match today is going to be the Texas Rugby Union All-Star Challenge. We got the Texas Rugby Union All-Stars taking on CGU. Should be a good matchup this morning. Pardon the wind, but it's a very gusty morning, very windy morning. Joined by Wendy, who's going to...
Hey, everybody. Yeah, we're so excited to be here at the Texas Rugby Union All-Star Challenge. It's our 3rd year of this event, and we're so excited to have the TRU All-Stars, and then we have Capital Rugby Union from the Northeast, kind of Nova, Northern Virginia, DC Furies, that kind of area. They're here for their first time this year.
So you say this is the 3rd annual. What started this kind of tradition?
Oh, it's a great question, Mike. You know, USA Rugby, the governing body, has done in the past has done all-star events. They were called National All-Stars. They were also called ITTs, International Territorial Tests. And they just kind of decided to go a different direction. And so a lot of us nostalgic, I'm a nostalgic player. I don't play anymore, but I loved the National All-Star Tournament. I thought it was the best venue. It was a way for players to be identified for the USA Eagles for the next level. And it was just a really good avenue for that. And we felt like we were missing it at the TRU. Our players didn't have a way to be looked at. So we wanted to just bring it back. And it's, you know, the first year we did it was 3 teams. The second year we did it was 3. And this is our first time to actually have 4 teams. And hopefully every year we're at 6, 8, 10, 12 teams, and that's our goal.
Keeps growing for there. Texas Rugby Union is kicking off to Capital. Ball's picked up. So as you say, we have 4 teams going. We got a couple of matches today, and then a couple more tomorrow.
Yeah, so this afternoon we'll have Mid-America, who's come to every tournament. We really appreciate them coming every year, and then they'll play the Stars Rugby. It's a touring side that's based in the United States.
So TRU is taking it on the far side. So everybody's just trying to fill each other out since it's the All-Star. You really don't.
Yeah, so it's a mixture of club, college. We've got some, especially for the Texas Rugby Union, there's some Sam Houston State players. There's a couple of Rice players, so there's college kids. And then we've got our Austin Valkyries, the Houston Athletic Rugby Union, Dallas Quins, the Dallas Reds. So lots of teams come together to kind of play together. So like you said, Mike, they're filling each other out right now too.
Yeah, a little back and forth action. So have you said this is the 3rd year, so have you noticed anything coming out of it? You're trying to bring attention to the league, to the sport down here in Texas?
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, the other part we've been trying to do is USA Rugby has a coaching program. It's called SOAR Rugby, and it's really just identifying coaches in the United States that have a development opportunity, that show potential. And so we have 2 of those here this weekend. We have Anna Kunkel, who's the Mid-American coach, and then Holly Eicher, who's the Texas Rugby coach. They're both in that program. So they can actually identify athletes and then send that to the national office and say, hey, at this event we saw whoever was amazing. I think you should check them out. And then these players are getting film from this. So they can send that film off and be looked at by the USA national coaching team.
We had our first penalty of the game.
First score of the game. It looks like Texas, gets it over. So we'll try to figure out who scored. It looks like it might be Nadira from Houston Athletic. I can't quite see that far, but nice job by TRU.
I was set up by the penalty early, and they just did the drop kick out.
Yeah.
So TRU leads this one 5-0. Trying to add on the conversion to extend their lead. So quick scoring action early on.
And the other cool thing about this event is we've had several, especially for the Texas Rugby Union, you've had several Eagles identified. Nick James, who's been in the pool for years, just came back from the England tour and played with the Eagles there where they defeated Ireland. She started in that match. And then we also, in the Sevens program, a Tulsa player that is now a residency player, Nira, is now part of the Sevens pool, and she was identified before this event, but part of her playing in this event helped with her being selected at the next level.
So the conversion was good. TRU leads this one 7-0 early on. We got the running clock early. How accurate it is, it might be off by a couple of seconds or minutes. We are early on. We're going to be playing 2 40-minute halves today. It usually calms the nerves when you can get the first points of the game.
Yeah, and I would definitely say this is the TRU's Texas's most experienced team. In the past, we've had some schedule conflicts where the D1 teams, so Austin, Houston, and Dallas, the Quins, are playing during this time. So the TRU made a decision this year to essentially push all the women's games to the spring. They're playing a little bit later in December, so it allowed us to have some more of our higher athletes available as well. So we're pretty excited about that.
We're going to have our first scrum of the match.
Yeah, so that was just a knock-on, so we'll just have a scrum here. It'll be a restart. The penalty earlier that led to the try was a tackler not rolling, so referee Jared Ford today just, letting his standard out there, putting it out there so that the teams know that they need to roll away at those breakdowns so that we can have quick lightning ball all day long. Big shove by Texas there, but Capital's able to get it out.
Capital's still in control.
Yeah, so TRU player just off her feet there. So Jared rightly blowing that whistle, and Capital going quick.
The touch and go, and looks like Capital's going to even this one, or excuse me, get within 2 now with the touch.
Yeah, really nice job there. Just really quick recognition of the penalty. Capital taking it quickly, and that quick offload. So she's able to touch it down for the score. I'm just trying to see if she'll turn her back and we can get the number for you and the name on whoever scored. I believe it was 7, but we'll just see if we can get her back to turn here. Nope, it is the 9, so the scrum half scores. So that's Gloria Cho with the score there for Capital.
Yeah, they kind of got TRU on their heels. They weren't quite set up and ready for that play. So we're tied up at 7. Excuse me, 7-5 in favor of Capital Rugby. I thought the conversion was good on the first one, but it was not. Kind of seeing the scoreboard from far away.
Yeah, it's quite windy here. We mentioned it before. It's pretty windy, so the kicking might be a challenge. Lineouts might be a challenge today.
Yeah, we got a little westerly breeze. Ball's bouncing loose. To be played, but touched out.
Just barely right on that touch. So we'll have a TRU line out. Really good scoring opportunity here. So you can see just in the TRU line out there is 6 different teams represented. So it's pretty cool.
That's got to be hard for any kind of, you always want to get the best of the best, but it's kind of hard when you're trying to play a team game to kind of come together. And we were talking earlier, you got to fill each other out, but you really can't tell right now.
Yeah, they look pretty. The continuity looks really good at this point. At Capital too. I mean, there are quite a few DC and Nova players on Capital, so they often DC were in the WPL, which is the Women's Premier League. They've just been relegated down to so they'll be in D1. So they'll be joining Nova. So those teams, even though they're in different divisions for the last couple of years, they've played each other for 20 years. So they know each other. So they do have that familiarity.
Yeah, the tendencies and everything. Did they get to practice much or get together before the matches?
Yeah, I think with this event, we were able to release it early enough. We've been talking about it since like July of last year. So Capital came on really early, and so did Mid-America. And so I definitely think that we were able to have tryouts early. Like at the TRU, we had tryouts in October, and then they had 2 events in November. So I think Capital did the same. I know Mid-America has been practicing together. Stars might be the difference there just because they're an international touring side. So they will go to events, but they'll go to the event just a couple days early. Like they toured the Dallas Stadium yesterday, the Dallas Giants, or the Cowboys Stadium yesterday. So they do cool stuff, but then they're here to play rugby as well.
So TRU has it now, trying to take the lead back from Capital.
Yeah, keeping that ball short. So Leslie taking in, Leslie Schroeder from Houston taking in, Nick James right on her hip. And so then we've got Carly, the scrum half, passing it out. Leslie again, so she just went that first ruck, and then she's going again. They're going to go to the backs now to JY at fly half, and then it looks like Megan Good from the Quins picking it up.
Yeah, from our vantage point, it's kind of hard to see that far down to see if they've made it in yet, but he has to rely on the ref. And it looks like they got the second touch of the game.
Yeah, 15 scoring it for the TRU. So that is Kate Prestrello. I believe she's a Sam Houston player. Not as familiar with the college teams, but I'm pretty sure she's one of the Sam Houston players. That they actually just went to nationals and represented the Texas College Conference. It's a new conference. They've actually joined the TRU, so it's a new conference, and did really well. We're really proud of their efforts at the USA National College Championships.
They've got some tall girls in this TRU lineup.
Yeah, that'll be a couple of the locks, so 4 and 5. So 4 is Heather or Hez from Austin, and then Leslie Schroeder from Houston. Actually, she's an A&M transplant. She played at A&M for her full college career, and then now she's playing at Houston.
So this try is going to be a little, or this conversion is going to be a little bit short. But TRU leads this one 10-7 early on in the first half of play.
Should be 12, right?
I believe she missed the first one at 7.
Oh, she did miss the first one. Okay, yeah. Oh, and I'm being texted now because I'm from this area. So thank you, Pepper. Megan Good is from the Sharks. You're right. Sorry, I mixed that up. Always like being corrected. Feel free to text her. Their social media's up. We'll make the corrections.
It's always good to keep us honest.
That's right.
Yeah, 10-7 is our score. Nice back and forth battle early on. Low lining kick picked up by Emily Fillmore. And she's going to take it down on the near side. As TRU gets set up again, going to the outside. Can't quite hold on to the ball.
Yeah, nice idea there. There was definitely a little bit of an overload, so Nick James saw the space and tried to get it to Hez, and Hez just probably wasn't quite ready for that one. So a little bit of a knock-on, so we'll have a scrum.
Well, like you said, I mean, trying to go too far outside with the wind, it's going to kind of blow the ball forward naturally, so that's going to be a little trouble spot if you're going from left to right on your screen.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just want to keep those passes short. So TRU dominated that first scrum, so we'll see if Capital, again, these players don't play together all the time, so they're just feeling out. This is really like the third scrum, so they're just feeling it out. So we'll see if they're a little bit tighter. Oh, a little driving up there. Yeah, referee's got advantage, so driving up on that tight head side.
Capital's kind of trying to give and go here.
Yeah, so on those scrums, we want to make sure that when we're driving, it's just straight across, not driving up. Just a safety issue.
Nice run by Gloria Cho, who had the first try for Capital. Capital's going to go to the outside with it. Tosses over to Chloe Tex. Or Jex, I can't see if that's a J or a T.
Looks like a J.
Out wide with it. He's going to be coming back up towards the middle. It's quite the opposite of how TRU played it. Capital likes to go with the outside game early on.
Yeah, I think they're trying to stretch it. You can see even over here they've got their forwards intermixed in their back line, so they're definitely trying to stretch this. TRU may have stolen this. We've got a little bit of advantage from the referee.
I saw that.
So we'll see if we get a signal here. Side entry, so at the ruck, somebody coming in a little bit late, just a little bit of side entry there.
So nice defensive stand by TRU to win that battle, take it over. They're going to play for the line out.
Yeah, JY here, it's Austin Valkyrie's fly half. Typically, she likes to go for the boot. We like the platform it sets up, and she can, I'm surprised she's not using the wind a bit more and really socking it down the field.
So line out for TRU down on the far side. And they're able to come away with it. Ball's muffed, and it looks like TRU recovers it.
Yeah, just a big toss off the side. Really good job by the jumper to bring it down and catch it, but I think just Carla was just a little too far away, scrum half, so just be a scrum to Capital. And we'll again see, so we've just been warned for a tight head driving in or driving up, so we'll see what happens at this scrum.
And two, with these All-Star games, I'm sure you're trying to fill out the referee as well, see what you can get away with, see what he's going to call.
Yeah, the Texas team will be familiar with Jared, but yeah, Capital, I mean, they've never seen Jared. Actually, I lied. Jared's from the Northeast, so they probably actually have seen Jared quite a bit. He just moved down here about a year ago, so they probably have seen him quite a few times, actually.
Capital wins that one. Still with it. Nice.
Yeah, really nice tackle by Jerry Thomas. She's from the Austin Valkyries of TRU.
Back out to Emily Blees. Still on her feet up the middle. Has a couple of girls to beat before she's taken down.
Yeah, Megan from behind just snipes her.
Capital inching closer for the next try. Joe's taken down outside, and that's going to be knocked forward. Unfortunate break for TRU on that one.
Yeah, another scrum for this time it'll be TRU. Just a little bit of a forward pass there. But really the first kind of possession we're seeing for Capital, so looks like they definitely want to keep it with the forwards and then move it to the out on the backs. Seems to be the plan.
What will be a good play here? Just to come away with it and try to go inside with it, or try to kick it out?
I mean, you could do several things here. I think conservatively it does look like we've got a kicker lined up, so JY's directly behind the scrum, so she'll probably kick, but I was always a proponent of maybe just an 8-pick to get a little more space and then go for the kick, but it looks like we're probably going to go for an exit here. There we go. Now we're going to see JY kind of pound it down. Nice bounce. Staying in, but just she's going to be under pressure now. Here comes the TRU.
So Capital with it.
There's Casey Curl of the Houston Sharks smashing somebody.
She has no fear running up that middle. Capital coming to your near side. Tosses over to Ariel Johnson. Reyes with it now.
Nice inside pass, really nice there. It's tough to defend.
Here comes Capital back the other way with it. Nice ball movement by Capital on this one.
Oh, Nick James! If you don't know, Nick James is a USA Eagle. She also has several memes of her tackling people, and they are the best photos. They just look like it hurts so bad. I luckily only played with Nick. She was always on my team. I've never been hit by Nick, so.
Doesn't look like a fun event.
No.
And TRU comes with it the other way, down the far side with it. Can't see who has that with the number. But a quick turnover by TRU, and they're going to go on the attack now. Tosses over to Jerry Thomas, excuse me.
Really nice continuity by the Texas Rugby Union right now.
Nice movement of the ball, too. And it looks like they're in for the score.
Nice, really nice job there. Just taking the transition ball. Somebody poached it, I couldn't quite see who it was, and then just a little break on the wing, and the TRU is able to get another one in there. You're
starting to see play speed up now, as like we said, they're starting to figure out where they're at and what they're doing, and speed up a play, and that was a nice turnover by TRU to stretch their lead to 15-7 right now.
Yeah, I think on both sides we're seeing more urgency for the ball, which is what we want to see. We want to see exciting rugby and quick tries is really what we look for.
Scoring's always fun, but sometimes those hits are pretty nice to watch.
Yeah, definitely. It's been pretty physical so far with both sides. So
a little bit short again. Seems like she's not getting enough air on her kicks.
Yeah, I did pump the balls up, so maybe they're not pumped up enough. It could be a Deflategate issue. Wasn't on purpose,
There's
but
always controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think with the wind on her back, just kind of get it up in the air and
and it does look like it's going almost straight down the field. So it could be. It's tough though, you know, when it swirls, it's hard to tell if it's coming across her body.
Yeah, I failed my aerodynamics class, so I don't know about the wind and how high I get. So.
Yeah, right.
So 15-7 is our score. TRU's leading this one. About midway through the first half.
Yeah, we've seen some sparks from Capital, though. I mean, they're definitely still in this. I think the score is a little bit misleading. I think the TRU scoring really early on was just kind of lucky. And so I think, you know, this one's not out of the realm for Capital to challenge this.
Well, yeah, I feel like Capital's been on the attack most of the game in TRU's zone, but they just had a couple of breakaways for TRU, and that's quick points.
Yeah. Oh, empathy, referee, empathy. Normally I wouldn't comment on the referee, but I know Jared very well. So Nick James just trying that extra couple rolls there. It's been a tendency of players to try to just, they don't have their support, so they'll just roll once or twice. But if there's not a defender there, you can argue that was it material.
So back with the other way is Capital. It's Claude Jex or Tex. Can't tell if this is a J or a T, so we'll go with Jex. Tech sounds better.
We'll just call her T-Rex. We'll just give her a nickname.
Yeah, I think with Capital, too, I mean, they've had a couple of passes that fell incomplete and leads to turnovers.
Really shifty play here by the 10. Really nice. Or sorry, 18. Yeah.
With it. Back over to Adeline Jost. Still with it. Looks like she's just short as Capital gets set up to try to cut into this lead. Still on it and fighting for every inch. And they're just going to plow forward. About a few meters away from the goal line. With it is Gina Reistrup. Going up the middle, Michelle Reyes, and she's brought down. Capital trying to push it in just the rest of the way.
Yeah, they got scrum half in on a couple of these, so they're having a hard time. There's no real direction right now. Here she is now. She's here now. Going on that weak side. I like that. Just pin those TRU forwards. Pin that defense. Now they'll go to the back, see what they got here. 13's dangerous. She's got a quick step. Yeah, that was really nice.
She on the outside.
Yep, she pinned her, the defender. Oh, another Casey Curl tackle, though.
TRU doing a nice job of defense right now.
Yeah, it looks like a brick wall.
No, she were with it. And they're just trying to plow forward, and they just can't get any momentum, traction going.
Yeah, but it's really wearing to be on this defense as well. Oh, that might be in. We'll have to see.
No signal yet.
Yeah, referee's going to check with AR Tracy Young. Just have a chat, and looked like she was over. It looked like it was initially held up, but then the player was able to get it. There we go. There's the try.
So Capital's finally in. 13-15's our score.
Really well orchestrated. Capital kept their patience. They clearly have a game plan when they're near the, the 5-meter line. They want to use their forwards to kind of power it in, and then they've got some danger in the back line. So I think if they can just pound it, and then release it out to the backs, that's going to work really well for them. Because the TRU's having to kind of pull in those backs, and they're having to defend those forwards, and that's a tough mismatch.
You're just trying to catch them off balance when you're going up the middle?
Yeah.
I said 13. It's 12-15. Excuse me. Emily Blease trying to tack on 2 more. And that's up and good. So Capital's able to get back in this one, trailing now 15-14 by 1.
Yeah, really close game. I mean, we were only played about 22 minutes, and of course the referee has the final whistle, but for the half. But 22 minutes and lots of scoring already, lots of opportunity for both sides.
It's like 2 different offenses here going. You got TRU with the quick scores, and you got Capital with the kind of methodical, just trying to drive it down and get some points.
Yeah, I think most of the TRU tries have been over on transition ball. So they're poaching, they're stealing, or they're taking advantage of, a steal, where Capital's first try was off a penalty, and this one was well orchestrated, 10, 15 phases, and then getting it in.
Nice hard tackle. Loose ball picked up by number 10, Emily Blease.
TRU's stolen it again, so really nice job by Hez of Austin to steal that. Capital's in there now. She may have rights. Oh, she lost it.
Yeah, that's at least their second forced turnover of the game.
Yeah, they're definitely wanting to get in there and kind of muck up those rucks. And it's not the Capital doesn't have support. They do, but I think the TRU's just getting there a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it seems like they're moving faster. Their movements are quicker. As I said, they're going to pop up and move the ball quickly. Jerry Thomas with it. She's taken down.
Really nice continuity there. And one more, and they've got some numbers here if they can get it out. Now they've got it stretched. So another penalty here. It's going to be tacklers not rolling. Oh, Jared just switching it up there, so he just got a little mixed up, so he's going to go the other way. So ball carrier not releasing is the call. So TRU guilty of not letting that one go. And that happens when there's just not support there, and you've got a poacher.
Got to protect that ball.
Yep. Looks like they're thinking about going for a line out, but again, they're just against the wind, so it's just tough.
Yeah, especially right now, she's going to kick it. It's right at our backs, coming towards us, and that's going to make it out.
Yep, she does make it out. So now we'll have a capital line out.
So you're just trying to play for a little possession there, just to try to get...
Yeah, you know, penalty, if you can get it out, it'll be yours again. And then lineouts, I mean, 85% of scores come from set pieces. So, and I think it's like 74% come from lineouts. Just because the defense is back 10 meters, you have a lot of space to play with. So you can definitely score from a lineout. But just not straight there, so Austin gets a choice of a lineout or a scrum, and they choose no surprise scrum. They're pretty dominant.
Yeah, Cook unable to hold that one.
Yeah, size-wise, it does look like Texas is a little bit bigger than Capital in their scrum, and we've seen that. They've been able to move them backwards.
Ball's in. TRU comes away with it. Back out to the far side. Pass over to Kate Prostro.
And that's two. I was mistaken earlier. Kate's from Hark too, so it's Megan to Hark to Kate. So it's 13 to the 15, so they play together all the time. So that's a nice connection there.
Elizabeth Ray with it. TRU on the attack, trying to stretch their 15-14 lead here. Looks like she was losing control of the ball, and looks like Capital's going to...
Yeah, we may have a penalty coming. Oh, it's going to go the other way. Okay, so we've got ball carrier not releasing. We've also got some players off their feet there, so it's starting to get a little messy at the rucks here.
Yeah, 3 calls, and you think he's being quick with his whistle, or is it just that they're not finding an opportunity to release the ball?
I definitely think there's a lot of contention at the rucks. So you can see right there, TRU put 3 players in, but the ball's able to come out quickly. So I think both teams, there's just too much of a challenge at the breakdown. So there's a lot of bodies there.
Capital with it. Ali Jose takes it up the field, still with it. Cuts towards the middle, looking for somebody to go with it. Ball is loose on the ground.
Yeah, almost picked up that, just a little bit of a low offload, but if she picked that up, 13 would have been gone. Really positive play by Capital.
Yeah, nice breakout by Capital. Had some room to run. Got into TRU's territory.
Yeah, and Capital's got a little bit of a shorter roster this weekend. Only 21 players able to come with them this weekend. So it is tough when you've got a smaller roster. So they'll have a couple of forward replacements, and then I believe they got a couple of backs, it looks like, over there. So they'll want to be really smart with their roster.
Is this one where you try to get everybody in, give them a chance to let them shine, or is this one where you really, want to go with your best 15?
As a competitive coach, I would go with my best 15, but also knowing that it's a development venue, you do want to have players have flown here, they've driven long distances, so you do want to try to get everybody in if you can. But I want to win. That's just my motivation.
So TRU wins the scrum on that one. Plays position and kicks it out.
Yeah, JY with a nice little just pop over the top. So now it'll be a Capital line out, but playing for territory there.
So you were talking about it. TRU is definitely winning these scrum battles here. Anytime they get a chance, you think they want to go for that?
Yeah, I think they'll just, and if Nick James is probably the forward captain, and she's going to say scrum every time.
So line in, nice little knock by Leslie, picked up by Capital. Capital tries to get set up. Still trolling this one 14 to 15 early. Had a couple of quick scores. Scoring pace has slowed down. A little back and forth action going now.
And there's another bone-crushing tackle from Casey Curl. Sam Houston, now playing with Houston. Love that she has come from college and playing club. Really devastating on defense.
So field tackle by TRU.
Just another little knock-on, so we'll have a TRU scrum, or scrum here. Good scoring opportunity. They're about 10 meters out. It looks like we've got a little bit of an injury, so we'll take a second here.
Check on that Cho. Yeah, let's Cho. A little shaken up.
Oh, a little inhaler action. Somebody's got a little bit of asthma maybe, so just
Oh no. Okay, yeah, I saw her.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Cho's got something going on too. She's touching her. She's not looking so hot, like she needs to puke or something. But it's a really busy weekend for rugby. We really appreciate you guys being here. It's the NISCRO finals, so college, and then there's also some USA Rugby College Championships this weekend. There's also local Texas rugby. There's rugby across the nation happening today, so we really appreciate you guys tuning in and joining us today.
Oh no, we appreciate you having us out here. We were available to do it for the championship games today, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I believe that one was in Keller.
Yep, yeah. We've had this, like we said, the TRU All-Star Challenge has been for 3 years now, so, and we've had some Red River Championships. We try to stream as much as we can here, just because we know that it's filmed for the players, and then get all those fans from outside as well.
Well, you build a sport. It's kind of an unknown sport, and it's, I mean, it's great to watch. I mean, I've picked it up and tried to learn it a couple of years ago, and it's very exciting. There's a lot of fast action pace, and
yeah,
checks all the boxes that Americans like. You know, fast action,
right.
scoring, and
hard hitting.
Yeah, hard
yeah.
hitting.
Yeah, being in the Olympics has been huge. It's been a really big change for the sport domestically.
He's going to come away with the scrum again. Quick tackle by Cho. It's picked up by Prairie.
Just maybe a little bit of an early tackle there by 13 of Capital, but I think it was good. Brittany McGee's behind me, filling up some water bottles and yelling if you guys heard her. She's from Austin. Looks like Austin's got a penalty here. They'll probably still go for the line out. Yep, Carla's going to just kick it out and have a 7-meter line out, maybe 10-meter line out. Good scoring opportunity.
Okay, so that's a learning experience for me. So you're saying on these on the line outs, these are better scoring chances because I guess you have a quicker chance to break out on these.
Yeah, and really you'd want your kicker to, kind of drum it right in and get on the 5. It looks like they're on like the 6. So Carla did a good job. But you can also, when you're that close, think about doing the scrum too. If you're 5 or 6 meters out and you've got a good scrum that can drive it in, Capital steals that. But if you've got a good scrum that can drive it in, that's a really good scoring opportunity or platform as well.
Well, that's kind of shocking. I mean, that you say that they didn't go for the scrum and they've been winning it all day.
Yeah, I mean, it just also depends on just what's the game plan. Every team is different. So now TRU's stolen it back.
That's
so a little
Carla with it.
Yeah, a little bit back and forth here.
TRU trying to stretch their lead out. Going to the far side. That's Megan Good being taken down. This was Ray with it. Excuse me, that's Jordan. She was going to try to push up the middle. Fight for every inch. The middle drive, that is Gary Thomas. She's trying to be pulled down by her shirt tail. Still not in yet. A few feet shy of the touchline.
Penalty again, so obstruction. A lot of penalties against the attack. It's not normally what you'll see, except if you're Nigel Owens. He loves to penalize the attack, international referee, but against the attack again. So that one just obstruction, but we've had a couple of ball carrier not releases as well.
So Capital gets a break. Try to get some yardage here.
And we've probably got maybe 7-8 minutes. We haven't had a lot of stoppage, but maybe 8 minutes I would guess in this half. So, here we go. Nice break by Capital.
On the outside, she can run.
Dangerous. Yep, dangerous tackle though. Yeah, sorry, Mike.
No, that I saw. That was a high tackle.
Yeah, that was an obvious one. That's an easy one.
So Capital with the penalty here. Is there a reason for it? I mean, is it the win or not? When you're pinned down that far, not playing for possession and trying to kick it out, or just is there an advantage over one over the other and just trying to play it out like they did, or?
Yeah, that one I think just went off the side of her foot, I would say. But generally, you do see a lot of teams will kick. They'll try to get the distance, but you always have that nervousness. If I try to go for distance and I don't get it out, my coach is going to yell at me. So sometimes you just get it out.
Yeah, a lot on the far side. Taken by Capital. Nice grab by Gloria.
Nice dummy run. their blocker in front, so we can insert the fullback now.
See that space. She's a little shifty, Allie Jost. A little shifty runner.
A little bit of offsides. You got an advantage here. The referee's going to come back for it.
Cho with it. She's got some room to run, looking for somewhere to go with it as TRU tries to get set up. And here comes Capital with the attack. Running up the middle is Gina Restrup. And now with a nice little grab.
Nice grab, yeah.
Still on her feet. That's number 10, Emily Blease. She's going to be just short. They continue to push up the middle. Out wide, didn't see who that was. Kicks it out to Lenny Dworkis, and she's got it. Pitched out, and they got it in for the touch. I thought she had dropped it at first, but it wasn't. Who was that with the...
a number 8 scoring of Capital, so Kayla Cook scoring there. She's going to put Capital for their first lead of the day. 15-19, and we'll wait for the kick.
That was a good push by Capital. They were different from their other drives. It just seems like they were more quick off the ball and trying to move the ball up.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see the continuity now. They've played together for 30 minutes now, so we're starting to see both teams kind of figure out, all right, this is what's working. This is what my teammate can handle, and I like playing with her. So I think we're going to start seeing more scoring opportunities here.
Yeah, it's definitely sped up.
So missed the kick. So it should be 15-19.
15-19, about 5 minutes left, depending on what the ref has out there.
Yeah, it looks like TRU's just taking an extra second down in goal, just having a little chat with their captain, saying, all right, we got this, we're still okay. It's a tight game. This is kind of when you start to see teams maybe dig deep, and it's not because of the score, it's also because of fitness and just, you know, the weather and the temperature and have you had enough breakfast and all that stuff kind of gets into the mode right now.
Everything your mom tells you.
Yeah.
That's kind of a, I didn't go 10. At just
yeah. So not 10, so they technically get a choice, but we'll probably see a scrum here to Capital. So they could choose to re-kick, but nobody really does that at this level.
And you can see with the far flags are kind of stiff, and if you can't hear the occasional wind in the mic, it is pretty windy out here. It seems like she just got under that kick.
Yeah, just kind of off the side of the foot again.
We'll have a scrum at midfield. This has been TRU's strong point of the whole game. As they trail this one now 15-19. Capital comes away with it. Picked up into going down with it on the far side. It's Capital.
Danger here.
Run. Is that Allie Jost?
She's shifty.
Yeah.
She's got a good step on her.
I think she's waiting for one of those breakouts, and
she just needs a little more space and she'll be gone.
She's kind of methodical in her runs. I'm sorry, I said that was Allie. That was not Allie. Yes. So when it's kicking up.
Another penalty here. It's going to be ball carrier not releasing, so just not quite having the support there, and then we've got some TRU defenders over poaching that.
Yeah, it was a good play. I saw Nick James leaning over and kind of breaking up so they couldn't get set on that.
Yep, right away she knew.
Here comes
that
the ball
wind.
Into your screen. That's picked up by Allie Jost, and off she goes. She's going to be taken down.
And speaking of Nick, she almost stole that one again, but didn't quite get her hands on it.
She just kind of leans into it and breaks up the play, and that's what you need to do. This Capital's getting set.
It's going to be slow ball here. It's a little messy. So now we've got another penalty. Another ball carrier not releasing.
You normally see that many for that call?
It can happen. It's an interesting, you know, as I've retired from refereeing, but it's an interesting idea that younger referees will call ball carrier not releasing, including myself. I did it as well, and it's you're not quite patient enough at the breakdown. If you'll just wait and see if the poacher gets it, then they've won. right? So they get the ball. Maybe it's messy, but they've won. They've gotten the ball. The only time you should really call it is if the player is clearly holding on. So the TRU player is just cheating, you know. But it's just, you feel a lot of pressure at the breakdown. So you're like, I have to call something. The ball's not coming out. It's not coming out. I have to call something. When you really could just let it breathe for another second, and nobody's going to care. And maybe the defender gets it and we play on, and you avoid that penalty. Oh, beautiful switching play from JY to KC. Now Carla scrum half in there.
So coming the other way is TRU. Over to Leslie Schroeder. She's going to try to fight forward with it. And TRU just trying to go up the middle with it. Obviously trying to set up something here. They go out with it to the wide.
Oh, nice little dummy by JY, and then try to dump it off.
On the far side with a nice quick play by Capital to break it up, but picked up by TRU. The time has to be winding down here in the first half as TRU is trying to regain the lead.
Got advantage for something here, so I would guess it's a penalty. I couldn't see a signal, but here we go on the attack.
That's Casey with it. Breaks and sheds one tackler. Got one more to beat, and she's in there for the score.
Really nice job there. JY saw that just a little short ball to her 12 or inside center, and then Casey just doing a little bit of an individual effort to break through that first tackle and then a second for the score. Really nice.
I see those smaller players, the backs. I mean, once they get that little wiggle room, they can make stuff happen. So TRU takes the lead now, and a little bit of an easier kick for number 10, Jordan. And she gets her first conversion of the game, stretches the lead to 22.
And it looks like we're going to have a kickoff here. So Jared's got a little bit more time. He's checking his watch, so we got a little bit more time. And we may be having a sub come on for the TRU. Looks like number 19's coming on.
It's going to be Taylor Welch.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe no sub. I think they were just asking how much time. So I think the assistant referee just said 90 seconds. So still time for Capital to go into the half with the lead. They need another try or a kick here.
So do you want to play conservative here if you know there's only about a minute and a half left? And
heck no, we're gonna play. We're not football. We don't kneel. We don't do any of that. We're gonna go for it.
I'm talking about like they're not gonna try to do any breakout plays or anything.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think rugby players don't really care as long as they can play. They're gonna play.
Now there's Leslie with it now. She's gonna check it down herself.
She's lacking support, so we've got one poacher there.
Nice physical force by TRU to kind of come in there and get the ball back.
That'll be Nick James for you.
Over to Michelle Wynn. And this is probably going to be the last push of the first half as TRU is trying to extend their lead. Out wide with it. Don't have quite the numbers there. Megan Good with it up the middle. And it looks like she's going to go in there for the score, and they are able to extend their lead 27-14.
Really nice recognition by JY the 10 there, just seeing that they had numbers all day, and they just did a simple hands, just pass it through the hands, and then Megan with a little bit of a dummy, she's able to get through that line.
So there might be enough time for another kickoff. If that was 90 seconds prior to that one, that was a quick score by TRU.
Yeah, but a lot for both teams to go into halftime for. I don't really think that either team's going to have major change in game plan. I don't think we're going to see that. I think it's really just like every second half of every rugby game, it's going to come down to that fitness. It's going to be the difference maker.
Conversion is good.
Really nice kick with the win. So looks like we've gone to halftime.
So that's going to take us to half. TRU is leading the All-Star Challenge 29-19. They took the lead early, and Capital kind of battled back and took over the lead. So we had a nice back-and-forth battle, and that's kind of what you want to see in these matchups.
Yeah, I think this has been really good for both teams. I think, first 20 minutes they were all feeling each other out, and I think they've both found their stride, and it's just kind of the tale of two teams at this point. One, Texas with a little bit quicker on the transition ball, stealing, poaching a bit more. But Capital, when they have the ball, they're very methodical and work it through the phases.
So we're going to take a short break here. We'll be back with second half action. You're watching the Texas Rugby Union All-Star Challenge on the KMAC Vite Media Network, brought to you by the TRU
You don't have what they call the social skill.
On Twitter @KMax Sports or catch us on Facebook. Search KMax Sports. Just another way KMax Sports is bringing your teams to you.
This is the KMax Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end
Bad
zone.
snap again. He hits the turf, and Delmar scoops it up. Cameron Wilkins
corner of the end zone.
10, 5, touchdown.
We are the largest. We are the best, bringing your teams to you. We've been doing it for 15 years.
Inside, he's got blockers in front of him.
10,
Touchdown.
5, touchdown.
Yes, sir.
It's what we do, and nobody does it better. We are KMax Sports.
This is the KMax Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end
Bad
zone.
snap again. He hits the turf, and Delmar scoops it up. Cameron Wilkins
the corner of the end zone.
10, 5, touchdown.
If you like the sound of that, then let us broadcast your team. Send an email to merle@kmaxsports.com or chuck@kmaxsports.com to find out how. Bringing your teams to you since 2003. It's what we do. We are KMax Sports.
At Austin Pets Alive, the mission is to promote and provide the resources, education, and programs needed to eliminate the killing of companion animals. That means more happy pets joining more happy families every single day. In fact, Austin Pets Alive has saved more than 25,000 dogs and cats since 2008. And you can help. Adopt a new family member, help out with a donation, or roll up your sleeves and volunteer. If you have love, time, or money to spare, we all have at least one of those, you're needed. Visit AustinPetsAlive.com to get started. Austin Pets Alive, helping people help pets.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. And while all of us at the KMax Sports Network are huge football fans, we broadcast more than just football, you know. In fact, KMax Sports proudly broadcasts volleyball, girls and boys basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and more. For more information on how you can help KMax Sports broadcast any of those sports, just reach out to chuck@kmaxsports.com or merle@kmaxsports.com, or contact that sports booster club directly. KMax Sports will gladly work with you and the booster clubs to get that team's broadcasts on the air. And if you're a fan of the other team, well, we can broadcast your team's games too. We realize that, yes, even in Texas, there's more to life than just football. KMax Sports, bringing your teams to you for 14 years.
Vipe Media is the state's most comprehensive high school sports media outlet, covering UIL, private schools. Vipe has been in Texas for over a decade. Visit their website at VYPETexas.com. And also pick up your Vipe magazine today. Get in the game with Vipe Media.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. At KMax Sports, we work hard to provide quality professional broadcasts to make it easier for the booster clubs with whom we work to find sponsorships. We ask that you please patronize these advertisers and thank them for supporting your team's broadcasts. You can help your booster club fund the broadcast by simply clicking on the donate button on kmaxsports.com. And if you're a fan of the other school, you can show your appreciation for tonight's broadcast by making a donation as well. Thank you in advance for your support. And now, let's take you back out to the game.
Socialize with us.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
On Twitter @KMax Sports or catch us on Facebook. Search KMax Sports. Just another way KMax Sports is bringing your teams to you.
Do you love the game of football? Wish you could be part of the action? Then become a football official. The Austin Football Officials Association is actively seeking new members to officiate games all across Central Texas. The Austin Football Chapter of TASO, the Texas Association of Sports Officials, provides a 2-year training program for new members. Taught by a crew of veteran officials, these training classes meet each Monday night from July through November and include classroom and on-field instruction. You don't need to be an ex-player or a coach to become a great official and have a memorable officiating career. As our officials will tell you, working around student athletes at all levels of football is gratifying. Plus, you'll develop lifelong friendships with other officials who share your passion for the game. Officiating football is a great way to get into and stay in shape, be a positive role model for student athletes, retain your competitive edge, and earn additional income. Visit the Austin Football Officials Association online at afoa.ws for more information. That's afoa.ws.
KMAX Sports is on Twitter. Get up-to-date scores and more on your computer and on the go with your smartphone. It's fast and easy. Just follow us at KMAX Sports.
All right, welcome back to Prairie Park here in Grand Prairie, Texas for the Texas Rugby Union All-Star Challenge between the Texas Rugby Union All-Stars and Capital Rugby Union. TRU leading this one 29-19. We're going to switch sides and get ready for a second half kickoff. Nice kind of back and forth action-packed first half for you.
Yeah, and the score is a little bit misleading because, you know, it's been 15-14 for the 10 minutes before halftime, you know, so TRU just having two quick scores at the end, but it's definitely tight match. Really excited for the second half.
See what adjustments both teams make. I think the filling out honeymoon period is over, so they kind of know what to expect from everybody on both on their team and on the opponent's side.
And it looks like the TRU's had two subs, 22 and 17 coming on.
It's Mary Walker and Christina Thomas.
So Mary Walker's with the Quins. I'm pretty sure she's also a referee. Yes, shout out to female referees. And then let's see if Capital, they've got a pretty short roster, so we'll see if they've had any subs. I think maybe 17 has come on for Capital.
Oh, she's been out there. We couldn't go. We don't know if that's Tex or Jax.
Yeah, Tex or Jax, that's right. So I don't think Capital's had any subs yet. So we'll keep an eye on that for you guys.
Maybe saving her legs for later on in the second half.
Yeah, with a shorter roster, you're kind of stuck sometimes.
So TRU is going to take the kickoff the second half. With it is Emily Fillmore. As Texas is going to try to get something set up.
Oop, Carla's not sure where to go, so she just goes herself.
Kind of like left and right. Nobody was there, so she decided to run with it.
And Capital's stolen it now. And they've got numbers on the outside.
And there's Chloe. She's taken down. Didn't quite get to kick it out. And that
maybe a knock on there. We'll we'll see. It looks like, they'll go for the line out there. Could have been straight down. It's tough to always see it from our area, from where we were standing.
Yeah, you got a flat field, and we're kind of level with it, so you can't see what's going on too far down the far side of the sideline.
And you guys should stick with us. Coming up next at noon, we have the Stars Rugby men versus the local Dallas Reds. Pretty excited about this match. Like we've been talking about, the Stars brought a men and a women's side, and they're an international touring side. They're based in the U.S., but they travel all over the place. So we're pretty excited about that matchup today, too.
That's KC with it. She had the last score.
And that's Michelle, their flanker. She's from Oklahoma, so TRU does have several women's teams in Little Rock and Oklahoma. So you'll see there's a few players from outside of the TRU. It's a little bit misleading because we're called the TRU, Texas Rugby Union, but we have some other teams as well from other states.
And again with it, it's Carla didn't know where to go with it and gets knocked back.
Yeah, I think we're having a little bit of a miscommunication with the forward packs here. They seem to be wanting to go weak, and Carla's wanting to go the other way, so I think there's just a little bit of miscommunication, it looks like, with the TRU, which wasn't happening in the first half, so I'm not really sure what's changed.
TRU's just going to play possession with it, gets it kicked onto midfield. Capital trying to come the other way with it. That's Jels with it. Capital with it on the near side, tosses over to Gina Restup. And she's going to plow her way forward before she's taken down. Right near the touch.
Oh, Nick James. The referee turned his back, and Nick coming in maybe for offsides there.
I thought she got in there kind of quickly.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, now they've stolen it.
So Texas with it now back into Capital zone. Nobody threw a fit over it, so I guess they're going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Or she's just Nick James and is allowed to do that stuff.
And that's Mary Walker. She just came into the game. Gets it back out to...
Oh, JY taking a hard hit against the post, but it looks like she got it down.
They give her the touch.
Nice try there. So it started with Nick James here, potentially offsides, but getting the ball and then an offload to Walker and being corrected by text again. Chelsea Pepper's clearly watching the broadcast that Walker is a Hark player. I thought it was Waller. So apologize for that. We have handwritten rosters here, so it's kind of hard to see.
Every now and then it blows up. It's like, who am I looking at?
Looks like the kick was good.
That's going to stretch the lead out to 36-19. As Texas is able to capitalize on the quick turnover, quick play by Nick James. Just kind of came in there and took control of the situation.
Yep, and then just some nice quick offloads, good continuity. And then off to JY with a short run in, and she was able to get it down. So Capital start us off with another kickoff here.
Yeah, they're going to need a quick turnover. They want to get back in this one as it's kind of tilting towards Texas this way.
Yeah, if they could kind of break the momentum. TRU's got a lot of momentum right now with those 2 scores right before the half and then 1 right now.
Short bouncing kick. And that's picked up by Nick. Like I said, it has to take a toll on you. Like you said, they had a short roster, and you start wearing it down the later you get into the game.
Yeah, usually you'll see some subs at the 60th minute. You'll see some at halftime, but normally coaches will do it about the 65th minute. So we may still see that for both sides. I definitely see some players warming up, so could be happening soon.
So TRU still with it on the down the field.
Almost a cherry pick there. Yeah, we're gonna have to go with intentional knock on. It's that risk versus reward. So you're going for the cherry pick, but if you pop it up with that hand, then it's a penalty.
I think it went kind of higher than what she was expecting. If it was kind of a low liner, she would have had that one.
Yeah, she saw it coming from a mile away and just couldn't gather it in. Those are great when they happen.
So Emily Fillmore not able to get it out. Picked up by Capital. And here they come with it. A nice hard hit by Casey.
Oh, stolen. Just came open. Counter ruck from Texas, and Carla picked it up.
They are quick on that transition when they just get in there and try to mess things up. It's been working out for them.
Yeah, you'll note that it's a lot of the D1 team players that are going for the poach. They're coaching that level of rugby. They'll work really hard on recognizing is there a immediate support player there? If there's not, then you should go get that ball. Especially with some of the law changes we've had recently where the referees are really focusing on the breakdown and making sure that everyone that's arriving there is legal. Coaches have kind of backed off the poach, but I think if you can teach your players to recognize, is there a support player there or not, or can you counter ruck because there's only one and you've got 2, then you can just look for those kind of mismatches.
So Capital comes away with the scrum. Trying to go out wide with it. And that's picked up.
Really nice. It was a miss pass and then it was a bounce pass, but it worked out for Capital.
Allie Joseph is going to chase it down. Force Texas to make a play.
So Texas touch it down first, so it'll be a 22 drop since Capital put it in. So it'll be a drop kick to Capital.
Yeah, that was Allie Joseph with it when she kicked it down. She's one of their quicker players.
She is quick.
I understand the play on that one, but she just kicked it a little bit too far.
Yeah, it's a nice idea because now they've got the wind at their back, so you'll just kick it kind of soft, but it's a great idea. She caught them by surprise.
It's picked up by Chrissy. Metzmer. And here comes Capital, pushing their way in, trying to cut into Texas's lead, 36-19 here early in the second half.
And I think we just had a sub for Capital. I think 14 just came on.
That would be Kara Kudapath. And a turnover. Texas is going with it the other way. Casey Curl with it. She kicks it out wide to Megan Good, who had the last score before the half ended. Still on her feet.
I think it's Nadira. I think it's 14.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, Hark player off to Casey, another Hark player, but Megan's a Hark player, so there's a lot of Hark players in that back line. A lot of talent in that back line. So Casey is able to touch it down eventually. Pretty crazy. Started with a Capital penalty all the way down on, Texas's 22, and then Texas stole it, and then just, through the hands, lots of continuity, some speed. I'll give you that. And Texas is able to score.
So the lead is now 41-19.
Yeah, and Texas is pulling away. I mean, Capital's had their opportunities in this second half, just with that kick that Jost just did and then that penalty right there. So they're not out of this. They just need to break this Texas momentum right now. They need something good, like you just want to start piling up good things. So big tackles, and then you steal a ball, or maybe you have a kick that went well, and then you can build on those positive opportunities.
Yeah, but all game Texas has just been quick, either on the transition or on the turnover, and just taking advantage of Capital not being ready for it and turning those into points. 41-19 is our score.
Yeah, definitely. With transition ball has been really good. So Capital just taking a little bit of extra time here, getting their water, and then you can tell the captains and leaders on the team are, we're in this, we got this. And they just need to get some good things going on their side, and this is not a hole they can't dig out of. There's tons of time left.
Yeah, they just need to get a stop and, turn those into points.
Yep. And they put one or two subs on, so that could be that sometimes those super subs can be the difference maker.
Texas trying to get things set up on the far side. They've had both the scores here to start the second half. And Gary pushing forward. Oh, just a little drop ball, but nice pickup. Ball still loose. They're going to call it dead.
Yeah, just we'll have a scrum here. So good field position for Capital. And looks like maybe Texas, we might have a sub coming on. We'll see, maybe next play it looks like. She's pretty anxious to get on the field. She's been running up to the line and going back and running up to the line and going back, so she wants to get on the field.
Get me in, Coach. Get me in. I think who's coaching the Texas?
Oh, we haven't talked about that yet. So it's Holly Eicher. Holly coaches at Oklahoma. She's actually in the college conference. And she's coached, actually she was in the women's D2 with the Oklahoma team. They're a club team at OU. So they've just now moved this year to be a college team. And so they're fully college, but she's still in the TRU. She's been the coach for 3 years. She was actually my first coach, so I have a little bit of a soft spot for her. And then she had some help with some of the tryouts and camps this year with Louis Sanchez. Wheezy is with the Austin Valkyries, and then John Good of the I believe he's with the Reds, has also helped out at some of the tryouts as well. So we appreciate all of the help that we've had.
So Capital with a chance here if they can win this scrum. Looks like the ball went the other way in favor of Texas.
Yep, Texas has stolen it. And I think we might have had an unbinding by a flanker, so Jared's got some advantage.
That's Christy Maxey with it. Still on her feet, gets around one defender.
Good tackle.
Those open field tackles are pretty hard when you have nobody back there to help you out.
Yeah, she did the right thing, though. She just slowed her down just enough to get some defense help, and her team was able to come back with their Capital.
It's Leslie with it. Over to Nick. Looking for someone to go with it. She's just going to kind of plow forward and try to take it in herself. Finally met some resistance with Capital pulling her back in just shy of the touch line.
Capital may have stolen this. Yep, Jared moving to the other side, so I think they stole it. Oh, TRU got it back.
It's a hard battle up front, making Texas earn these next points if they're able to get in.
And this is what we're talking about. If they can stop them here and maybe get a steal here, or kick it out exactly, like get a steal. Oh, this is a positive thing that Capital can grow on now.
Get the momentum moving the other way.
Yeah, and they've got the wind at their back, so that kick was great. She got it outside the 22. So now it's a TRU ball, but Capital just getting that territory.
They've actually done a nice job on these lineouts of winning them, or at least knocking them into their favor.
Yeah, Capital's stolen a couple lineouts. You're right. Oh, finally 19's getting on the field. She's so excited.
Taylor Welch.
Oh, maybe not. Poor Taylor.
one day. So Texas wins the lineout.
But going backwards, we had some problems here. So JY's just going to try to clean it up.
We've seen a little bit of confusion from Texas this second half, but it doesn't translate on the scoreboard, so that's where it matters. That's Carla with it. As Texas is trying to go out to the near side. Jerry Thomas.
Capital's in there trying to poach it. Didn't quite get that one. A little bit of a funniness right there. I don't know what that was. It was a lot of dancing and.
Well, the ball bounced the right way. It didn't go forward, so that's a good thing for Texas.
It's okay.
As Leslie. She's taken hard to the ground. So if ever somebody needed to stop here, it's Capital needing to stop on this one so Texas can't extend their lead. So they can fight back in this one.
And they've got numbers outside Texas. Nice little step. Oh, good tackle. Number 6 of Capital just crushing. Yeah. She may have hurt herself on that. Well, hopefully she'll be able to get up here in a second. Might be just taking an extra minute.
Sandra Johnson. Is that a Capital player on the?
Yeah, I think it's Capital player down, and then now Capital stolen.
Yeah, she might have just got a bell rung or wind knocked out of her.
Yeah, and Capital's got a sub ready if they need it.
Texas with the turnover on the far side. Looks like they're still with it, and they're going to get the touch in. There was a little turnover on the far side while that was going on. Texas came away with it and was able to get in there, tack on 5 more.
Yep. Now we're at the point where Texas is kind of running a bit riot. Capital's had a couple good stops here. Their defense is still looking good, but they need to score just to even build their own momentum at this point.
So in for Texas is Leslie McKinnon, and finally Taylor Welch is in there.
Yay, Taylor. And Capital's got 2 subs warming up. It looks like 20 and 16 may be ready to come in just a minute.
Yeah, it's going to be Samantha Bardoff and Caitlin Steiner.
On those Texas subs, looks like Jerry Thomas is coming off and Casey Curl's coming off. So we've got a hooker and a back coming off for Texas.
So Texas up on this one, 47 to 16 or 19.
Capital just taking a little more time in their end goal, just getting together on the game plan. They had a couple subs come in here.
So at this point in the game, I mean, it's with the lead that Texas has. You're on the other side of the ball. You're losing by this. So what are you telling your team? What is your focus going into these next half? This next half of this last half.
I mean, for me, it's definitely, I think, as a player, as a leader, it was easy to just, again, the positive things, like you've heard me talk about it already, but for me, it's just like, let's do 2 things right, 3 things right, 4 things right, and just focus on that instead of we're just not doing well on everything, right? So let's focus on the positives. I think as a coach, it's probably the same mentality. It's probably go back to the game plan. And not that I think Capital strayed from the game plan, but that's your basis and your foundation. So then let's go back to the game plan, get those positives, and just keep going forward. Because they've got to play again tomorrow. So, I mean, they've got to play, another tough match tomorrow. So they're not done on this weekend.
So back with it is Texas. 46-19 is our score. And Nick Miller is going to take it up herself, find somewhere to go with it. Looks like the ball is still loose, picked up by Emily Fillmore. The middle with it is Leslie.
She's a little bit alone, so we'll see. The poacher's there. I think Capital stole it. She did. Nice job poaching that.
Yeah, nice way coming away with it. So Capital trying to go with it the other way. See what they can get set up to try to fight their way back into this one.
I'd almost like to see him use a little bit of the wind here. You know, we've got a fullback. She's quick on Texas, but she hasn't been tested. I'd like to see maybe some kicks over the top and just maybe change it up a little bit.
They've had a steady diet of just up the middle running.
Yeah, they're definitely depending on their forwards. I mean, they've got some size there.
So Capital breaks into Texas's zone.
Capital's also now going from side to side, so their forwards are going left, right. So that's really tough on a defense because you're just unlucky there, a little knock on. But when they do that type of defense, it's hard to defend, and it's advantageous for the offense because the defense is almost stuck where they are. So that's kind of an interesting change that they've done.
I'm just trying to find a little zone to slip through and kind of break it away.
Yeah, and then the defenders can't, you can't all go to one side and just cover one side. They've got to stay weak and strong. So finally some Capital subs coming on. 16.
Samantha Bardoff.
Coming on, I think, for 22. Nope, for 6.
For 6, that was Sandra Johnson.
So nice half for her. Just give her a little bit of a rest and some fresh legs. Super sub coming on for Capital.
So about halfway through the last half for the Texas Rugby Union All-Star Challenge here in Grand Prairie, Texas. A sunny, windy day. Quite a change from yesterday when it was stormy.
Yeah, you had some late storms running in last night, but yeah, it's 68 degrees. It's just a little bit windy, but it's gorgeous weather today. We got really lucky. Last year it was freezing. It was like 20 degrees and 20-mile-per-hour wind, so we'll take this. There's a poacher again. Number 13 is just in there all the time for Capital. Erin Johnson it's been a force. They've moved her out to wing, but she's still, definitely getting in there. She's had 2 poaches in a row, so that's what we're looking for, those kind of positives for Capital. But a double knock-on, so scrum to Texas here.
Everybody getting just a little bit tired.
Yeah, a little couple mishandles here. A lot more scrums this second half.
It was Texas's bread and butter. The first half was winning these scrums.
Yeah, they've been able to push them around a bit. Not stealing any, but just putting them under enough pressure that it's just they're not getting the greatest ball.
Because they're trying to get situated out there. Finally gets set. Ball is in. And as the scrum collapses, Texas is going to win it.
A little bit of advantage from the referee. There was a quarter turn there, but we'll probably play through this. Looks like maybe new advantage, or it could be just the same advantage. It's tough because we don't have comms to Jared, but we'll see what comes of it.
Texas still with it. Trying to move methodically through the Capital defense. Trying to find space and get something to break out. It's over to Mary Walker. She falls forward into the Capital zone.
And you can see some of the forwards are wanting quicker ball from Carla at the scrum half. And she's just having a little bit of a time digging it out, but you can see the forwards they're already running, and so they're flat passes right now, and they're working. It's working well for Texas.
So on the near side over to Kate. Running out of room, they're going to have to go the other way with it.
There's Taylor Welch, super sub, getting the ball.
First action of the game.
Oh, JY, just nice idea, maybe not on a windy day, so Johnson's going to try to pick this up. Oh, Nadira gets it of Texas.
So that's a fortunate bounce for Texas. She caught that win, and it was just curling back the other way, going to Capital's side.
Yeah, I think she wanted to go deeper, but it worked out for Texas on that one. She got lucky, JY.
Not in the middle of a wind gust.
Yep.
So it looks like Capital does have the ball now with the turnover on the far side.
If I had my money on it, it was probably Johnson. She's done almost all of their poaches, but just a little bit of a knock on there. So now it'll be a scrum to Texas. And maybe a Capital sub coming on. 20 might be coming on.
Looks like that'd be Caitlin Steiner. She was warming up earlier. So be sure you stay with us for the 12 o'clock matchup, for the men's club matchup, the Dallas Reds taking on the Stars Rugby. We'll have that for you at noon, and at 3 o'clock we're going to have the other women's all-star match between the Mid-America and the Stars Rugby.
And I think both matches are going to be equally exciting. Dallas Reds are a really high-level team in Texas. They have a D1 match today against San Antonio, so this is going to be their second and third side, but still very competitive team. And then Stars Rugby, like we've been talking about, just a touring side. So it just depends on the strength of the roster. They've gone to tournaments and won the whole thing, and they've gone to tournaments and taken development sides. So talking to Liz Enwistle, who's the Stars director, it sounds like it's a pretty good mix for the men today. And then their women's side is a very strong side. They're pretty excited about that.
Where are they based out of? Are they just...
The Stars, technically they're based in Chicago because that's where Liz lives, but they go all over the place. They go, internationally, and they do sevens. Sevens is the focus of the Stars program, but they will do 15s events as well. And I'm getting from our sideline reporter, Chelsea Pepper, who's technically not here, but she let me know that Taylor is a Texas State former Kingwood High School rugby player, so she's also coming through the youth program in Texas.
We did have another sub for Texas during the little break there. Lindsay, I think it's Leslie McKinnon came on, number 20 for Texas. So back with it is Texas, trying to stretch out their lead. Heading this one 46-19. Nick Miller's going to move the pile.
And Capital's been under pressure, but they're responding. They're doing well here. Oh, by the hair, that's rough. It's hard to see that as a referee, I'll say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to see that.
Well, I guess when you're running forward and your head goes kind of back.
Yeah, and he's going to come back to it. And you might see a card. Looks like we're not going for the card, but, not like the NFL where it's part of the jersey, the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Here, typically, any type of hair pull, especially if it's a yank and you pull the player to the ground, that's a red. But you will sometimes see a yellow just because it's just not safe. It's a neck issue, that they're pulling them out about their hair. But I also have the thought that try to keep that tucked in, try to keep that hair tucked in as well.
Wear it up. Yeah, I'm surprised you don't see it more.
It's tough when you're trying to just get that tackle and you're just reaching for the jersey and you just get the first thing that falls into your hand,
Sometimes you just kind of duck your head and you just kind of feel, and whatever you feel, you grab it.
Yeah. So it looks like Nick James chose scrum here, so Texas might try to drive this in. They're pretty far out, but, I mean, I'm always one for ice cream. If you've heard me commentate before, when I played for the Valkyries, whenever we got a pushy try, we got ice cream. That was our motivation, so I always say, let's go for ice cream.
Let's see if that happens here.
Doesn't look like they've got it, so Carla's going to get it out.
A little fumble, picks it up.
Backwards, though, so we're going to go on.
Kind of picked her up and dropped her down on that tackle.
Mm-hmm. And some of these Texas subs are making a big impact. They're coming on and they've got fresh legs. But Capital, again, they've held Texas here. Texas has been here 4 or 5 times already, and they're holding them. So they're doing well on defense. They've stolen this again. So Capital now on the attack.
Yeah, they've had a nice defense. I mean, the score doesn't show like they've really had a good defensive game, but they've really had when it comes down to it, down close, they've had a nice defensive stand. I mean, Texas has taken advantage of a couple of breakout plays.
Yeah, and I'd really like to see the kicking here. They just must not have maybe the confidence of that, but I'd really love to see this fly half just smash this ball down the field. She's got the wind.
She's going to touch it and go herself. Back with it the other way is Capital. Nice little collision there by Jordan.
Some Capital, more subs warming up.
So I guess in this case, if you're Capital, you just want to see if you can get a nice...
Yeah, that's what I want. Yes, the kick.
Kick it and chase it.
That's perfect.
And that's going to stay in.
Nice pressure. Jost is here.
Picked up by Kate Prostolio. Dragged down, still with it though. It's back over to Chrissy Thomas.
Oh, big
Makes
hit.
a move. By Kathleen Clement.
And Capital's stolen it again. Jost, I think, getting in there and stealing that one.
Yeah, they've had a lot of turnovers on their defensive zone.
Yeah, I think they've recognized they can get into these breakdowns and be the first to take the ball. Penalty now, so just Texas losing their feet. Totally agree with that. It's a great call by the referee.
To see how they decide to play this one.
Gonna go for a line out, so territory. And she's gonna be safe. She's gonna just turned her body at the last second. It's gonna work out in her favor. So that worked out perfectly in her favor.
Well, that just went over the touch of, looks like that was Carla.
Yeah, so now we've got a capital line out. And the subs are laughing at Carla because if she was just maybe an inch taller,
yeah.
she maybe would have got that one.
Just over her fingertips. We got a couple more subs. I just saw number 19, Nina Tran, come in.
And I believe 21 also came in for Capital. Caitlin Steiner on.
For, Destiny.
Oh yeah, Destiny, sorry. You're right, Destiny Cardenas.
So the kick does take a capital bounce, so they're going to have the line out here on Texas's zone.
And these subs could be the difference. This is 5 subs now, so kind of emptying the bench for Capital. Could be the difference maker.
Fresh leg, fresh perspective.
Yep.
Texas comes away with the, Capital comes away with the line out.
Just immediately under pressure by JY, but able to get that pass off. Here we go. Here comes some danger.
Chrissy. Try to cut up the middle with it. Seeing a nice fight by Capital.
Yeah, I mean, they're still in this. It's just they've just got to get some points on the board now. They've had a couple opportunities, and they've just got to get some points on the board, and this is a different game. Here we go. Nice big run. 23, here we go.
Kay, she's taken down. So nice run by Kay Okenwer.
Scrum half going quick. We've got Texas on the back foot now.
So you see the pace pick up by Capital.
Yep.
Gets through one defender.
Nice tackle by Schroeder.
A little high pass to Kayla Cook.
Here's one of the super subs.
Destiny Cardenas, who just came in. She takes it down. Just a few meters shy.
Oh, just unlucky. Maybe backwards referee. Nope, Texas has it.
Yeah, they came away with it. You hear me yelling on the sideline and rugged.
Texas is getting excited. Sideline.
Yeah, that kick.
And they'll just take that one out just under pressure. So now we've got a great Capital opportunity right on the 22. So Capital line out. They need this one. And looks like a couple more subs coming on for Texas. We got Jack from Hark and Jack Harl, and number 18 is Ireland Vela.
Get some fresh legs out there.
Yeah, so one will be a wing, so Jack will be a wing, and Ireland's going to be, I think, one of the loose forwards.
So an opportunity here for Capital. After forcing the line out, see if they can win this one clean.
Going short right up front to 23, who had the big break up the middle. But yeah, it's not quite 5, so rightly so. It'll be a free kick to Texas, who's going to just tap and go. Nick James is going to just go quickly.
So unfortunate turnover there for Capital as they had an opportunity to get some points on the board. Texas takes over. Wait for everything to get set up.
Nice dummy by Kate. Yeah, very nice. One defender to beat.
Plenty of room to run. See if she can get past the 10.
Oh,
she went straight into her.
She just ran right into her.
Emily Blees took the brunt of that hit.
Capital has it now. Texas counter-rucking.
So it's like Capital has had the opportunity to get the turnovers, but they just can't kind of finish it towards the end.
Yeah, I think they've still got it here, but you're right. They get down and they're knocking on Texas's 10, 5-meter line, but can't quite get it in. I think if we look back at the film and looked at their opportunities, I think we'd have like a 46-40 score. It would be so close. Here we go, though. Quick penalty.
Quick run up the middle. My papers blow around so I couldn't see who that was. 16, Samantha. Trying to hold up the
counter ruck by Texas, but keeping it Capital. They've got, yes, I love it, the kick over the top. There's no fullback.
Yep. That's what you've been talking about all game.
Kate's going to handle it. Oh, just mishandle there, so Kate's still under pressure. Capital, though, has got a couple defenders there.
All right, Kate is going to try to run up the middle. She's met by a couple of defenders. Finally gets her down to the ground.
Johnson's in there trying to poach, couldn't get it, though.
Nice little shirt grab there.
Yep.
Nick Miller again. Tucks her head down, gets a few more feet.
A little bit of slow ball. So they'll just set it up with the forwards.
They're just going to play position with it and kick it, but they're kicking into the wind, so that's not going to go too far.
It's just tough, yeah. It's probably the right call, but you're just not going to get much distance with it.
Well, it seems like they're kicking it every time that gust kicks up.
Yep. So now Capital's got another good opportunity. Line out. Oh, straight out. So they're going to go right to the 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So just a little miscue by JY there. Not probably recognize where she was on the field. So now a really good opportunity for Capital.
So yeah, see if they can get over that hump. Like you say, they get into the 10-meter, 5-meter zone and just kind of.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing what 5 points can do for your morale, you know, or even 3 points. Like just getting points on the board is so critical.
Let's get that momentum shift, and that's won by Capital.
Just not straight though, so just gonna now have Texas is gonna have a choice, and they're gonna choose scrum. No shock there. Also, just kills time off the clock, so good time management by Texas.
About 5 to 6 minutes left again, depending upon the referee. What was his name again out there?
Jared.
Jared.
Yeah, so at this point for Texas, it's just time management. So they'll do lineouts, scrums, because it all takes about 30 seconds off the clock.
(46-19) still our score. Texas jumped off to 3 quick scores, and just things kind of slowed down as Capital's able to make some stops, but aren't able to really get it in. Cut into this lead as Texas comes away with the scrum. A little momentum going on the far side.
Little spin move by Jack Harrell there. We've got one player down. It looks like a Texas player, maybe. Red Sox.
She's favoring her leg. Slow to get up. It's Emily Fillmore. Texas still with it. Texas coming towards the near side with it. There's some room to run here. That's Christy Thomas.
Nice tackle. Nice cover tackle.
That's Cho with the backfield tackle. And
Good.
Capital's taking over because they had numbers on that one.
Steal, but just right into touch.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate for Capital. So it'll be a Texas line out.
Too close to the line.
Yep.
Aggressive play by Capital. Recognizing they had the numbers on that one. But
Yep.
yeah, too close. So our favorite substitute, Taylor Welch, is going to throw it in.
And looks like we have a sub. Jerry's coming back on for the injury, it looks like.
It's really picking up now. You can probably hear it on your speakers.
Yeah, the mic is, the wind is pretty heavy. So I think for this match, I think they did determine to potentially do rolling subs. That's why we may be seeing some of the players that have already been on. Typically that's not how it is, but I think with Capital's short roster, was some discussions beforehand.
Letting them come in.
Yeah. So that's why we see Jerry Thomas coming back on for Texas.
Nice clean throw, but not a grab for Texas, but they are able to get it because it takes a favorable bounce.
Just not straight again, so it's just the wind really affecting this. So one thing we can do as referees to help with that is have a really big line out. Jared's is pretty good, but he could probably add a meter to it. And then what he determines is down the middle just gets a lot easier as well.
You're talking about the spacing as far as how far apart they are?
Yeah, just make it wider, and then he doesn't have to blow his whistle as much. But it'll be a Capital scrum.
See if Texas is able to push their way and take this one.
Capital's been giving them some heck here for a bit now. They've been doing better on the scrums, so nice pickup at the back.
That's Shafara. I probably said a couple of those names incorrectly, and I do apologize about that.
Yeah, it's going to be tackler not rolling, number 18 not rolling away. So it'll be, Taylor, our super sub, she's off the pitch now. Has a little bit of an injury. Looks like she'll be all right. Just a bloody lip, but... Or no, it's number 8. Sorry, it's
number
not
8.
Taylor. Taylor's fine. Taylor's fine.
Yeah, that was the Emily from earlier.
Taylor's mom, sorry, she's fine.
Yep, there she is. Speaking of. So we'll have a line out for Capital.
So nice job by Capital there, winning that scrum. Nice 8-man pick, and now we're down doing a line out. So
time winding down here, yeah. So
positives happening for Capital. Got a shoe tie.
We're set to go. Finally a clean line out. Joe with it. Can't quite grab that. Tip to Emily Blease. So Capital getting things set up towards midfield. Seems they can get some points here. Trailing this one 46-19.
Little loop there. Texas read it well though. Gonna go quick.
Just a little shoestring tackle.
Counter ruck by Texas though, so stolen.
There's been a lot of that going on this game, so very aggressive defense on both sides of, or on both teams.
Yeah, good recognition when they can and when they shouldn't. Some more details from our sideline reporter Chelsea Pepper this morning. Taylor, our super sub, has also been participant in the Rugby Texas High Performance Program and coached by Nick James, who's playing on this field. So kind of cool when you have a player that is coached by one and then they get to play with them. It's not quite that mom-daughter dynamic or that father-son dynamic, but it's pretty special. It's pretty cool.
Well, nobody touched her, so she got up and ran again.
Yep, Texas on the attack again.
Looking to stretch out the league.
Schroeder just couldn't hold on to that one, so Capital will take this over.
They got an injured Capital player that might have got to pop their mouth. Oh, picked up loose ball, nobody won it. Chrissy Thomas with it.
We'll come back for that knock on though, so it'll be a scrum to Capital. And we're probably winding down, you know, just a couple minutes I would guess for this match.
Yeah, that might be. We got about 40 seconds according to our clock, but again, everything's kept down on the field, so yeah, this might be the last possession.
Really exciting first opening match, I think. Really good for our challenge weekend. And like we said, we've got a men's match coming up directly after this, the Reds versus the Stars Rugby. And then we have our second All-Star women's match of the day, Mid-America versus Stars. So stick with us for 12 and 3 for more matches. And then tomorrow we'll have, the teams will flip. So everybody will play everybody this weekend. So tomorrow we'll have matches at 10 and I believe it's 1 tomorrow. 10. I made the schedule, but I don't remember. Too many things to keep track of.
So Capital comes away with it.
The 8-man pick is working for Capital.
Nice little power run by Shafar Love.
And these two super subs, 22 and 23, that have come on for Capital have really been boosts for their attack.
Kay's a power runner. She just puts her head down and just kind of runs through everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
So Capital won again in Texas' zone. Trying for the first points of the second half. They've come close.
Counter rucked, oh, but penalty, referee says. So side entry, so didn't do the counter ruck legally. So Capital will get a penalty here. And this is when we start thinking about the clock. If they kick it out, is it, you know, are we going to do the line out? Is it last play, or do they want to end it? Oh, she keeps it in. But Jack mishandles maybe. But Jack wants to kick it out. She wants to be done. So that's it. First game of the day. TRU taking the first match 46-19 over Capital.
So stick with us. Again, we do have a game coming up at noon on this same channel in about 30 minutes. And we'll bring you the men's match, Dallas Reds versus Stars Rugby. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again at noon.